You know, I've got to be honest, this might be one of my favorite views that we've had in this game so far. And I'm really excited to see just what our museums can look like in the hopefully not too distant future, because I'm hoping we can get some really big museum complex campus. I don't know what the word is for like a collective of museum buildings, but you know what I mean. I'm hoping for something a little bigger, although we still need to fill the museum that we have here. So let's focus on that for now. I have some ideas for what we can do, and then we will think about the future whenever the future happens to come around. Now, the first thing I would like to do is come in here with a wall. I'm going to pause while I do this because we're going to be cutting off this middle section of our museum. And the reason I want to do this is because I want to put some little doors on this, or some archways, or something that's going to make it look kind of interesting. We do have a botany archway, which might be perfect for right about there. It's a bit huge, admittedly, and it's very tempting to go with like a one-way thing. But I think the botany archway might just be the way to go, because my thinking is we turn this entire middle section into a dedicated botany exhibit. That just seems like it makes sense. I'm also wondering if I can get away with just putting some glass here, so you kind of look through this space. You know what? I actually don't know about the glass. I think it kind of takes away from it. I want it to feel like you're walking into a whole new world in the museum instead of walking through just a glass wall, if that makes any sort of sense. So I think what we'll do is have a look in here for carpets. We do have diamond green. We do have our grass floors. I don't think I want to play with the grass floors. I'm not going to lie. It seems like it would be a bit much. We have this mottled brown here as well. I suppose we'll start with the diamond green. And I mean, it looks okay. It does. It looks all right. I think we can work with that. And then I'm wondering if we want to do something like this, where it kind of goes up to the exhibits so that people can kind of follow this particular little bit of path up to the exhibit. I don't know if we need to do that, but I think that's kind of what we're going to do. I'm going to do the same thing for this door right here. I'm going to do the same thing for the gift shop, which admittedly might need to focus a little bit on botany now, but I'm okay with that. And I might have to do something with this bathroom. Maybe the bathroom just doesn't have any little path leading up to it. In fact, maybe this guy over here doesn't need a path leading up to it either, since that's a staff room. Now, when it comes to the gift shop, I would like to take a little bit of a look and see, we can now do botany books. So I think what would make sense is to go in here and maybe sell 2 of the prehistory bookcases, and then put in some botany bookcases. So right there and there. I'm assuming we now have botany plushies, which we absolutely do. I'm assuming we now have botany onesies, which we absolutely do. So I think what we'll do is maybe keep the prehistory plushies, maybe remove a trinket stand, and maybe go in here with some botany plushies. That might be kind of a fun thing to do. We'll go for right about there, and we'll move, maybe we'll just keep that one. And you know what? Maybe the prehistory onesies, we can sell those and go ahead and put some botany onesies in there instead. And then in the other gift shop, we can probably go ahead and try to squeeze in a little something, because we do have, is this a generic bookcase? I am assuming it is. It doesn't have any dinosaur skulls on it. So can I go ahead and sell you, maybe sell this bin, and then try my best to get some prehistory onesies in here? I totally can, which is absolutely perfect. So that is exactly what we're going to do. And that should give us a pretty good gift shop is the word I'm looking for. It's going to be a pretty good gift shop. I also think we can take this opportunity to maybe just redecorate this place a little bit, maybe give it something like a carpet pattern teal. That seems good. I actually really like that color. I do really like that color. I don't know if that's the color I would want out here, but that's a really nice shade of teal. And then for the walls in here, we're a little bit limited. We have this, which I think might be our best bet for the place. It's very dark, but it feels cozy to me. I don't know if it's just me that it feels cozy to, but I kind of like that. So I think that's what the gift shop is going to look like, I think. And then I suppose we need to figure out what the rest of this place is going to look like, because this green down the middle, I don't hate it. I don't love it. I think we can do better. Okay, so as ridiculous as this looks, I think this is what we're going to go for. This is a gravel path down through the middle. We can imagine that it's like a printed not fabric, but you know, it's not actually gravel is what we're going with here. It's made to look like gravel. In the same way that this isn't actually grass, it's just made to look like grass. It's all fake. It's a museum, man. It's a facsimile of something that's in real life, okay? It's not real, is what we're going for here. It just looks as cool as I think I can get this to look, which I suppose, totally fine with. Now, what I need to do is go ahead and start educating one of my botany experts, because we need to get them to be able to go out with a survey scanner, which in this case, so complete an expedition to Bigfoot Gardens with a survey scanner. A qualified janitor can make a cargo item in the workshop. View the cargo items tab in the workshop to see what you can make. Oh, that's not exact. Okay. That is not remotely what I thought this was going to be. We need a survey scanner. It's going to take 25 days to make that. So we will. There's a lot of interesting things here, huh? Okay. Good to know that these are things. Also, I might want to look into some more of this stuff at some point, but for now, we'll build the survey scanner, which is totally fine. I have no idea if someone's qualified to do that, but what I would like to do is also go ahead and train my experts in something like survival skills or survey skills to boost the survey itself. So we'll go ahead and do that as well. And I guess we'll take a look. Is anyone qualified to do this? I genuinely have no idea. If we look at my janitors, are any of you able to work? So yeah, you can work in a workshop, which is great. Let's have you trained to work in the workshop as well. That seems like a pretty good idea. And you can, we'll give you aerodynamics because I think that's a good idea as well. You don't have aerodynamics right now, so you can get aerodynamics. And you, I'm going to say, can have some fire resistance because that seems like a pretty good idea as well. So we'll get someone in there working on that. We need to find one epic quality botany exhibit. So I think what we'll do is we'll set up an expedition that can head out to, I want to say this place, good old Bigfoot Gardens, which we need it to be better than it is. So I figure we just do this, which is only going to be 10%. We could do 20% for 60 days. I think we'll go for it. And I think we'll go for the first aid kit on this. Although it is just, okay, so we probably want to try and avoid injuries where possible. Illnesses are tricky, but I think, yeah, we'll go for the first aid kit to try and minimize things just a little bit here. And I think we'll just go for the safe expedition on this as well. And doing this, we can at least hopefully get some more stuff into this space and then work towards the epic quality botany exhibit from Bigfoot Gardens when we go out there with the survey scanner. That's my thinking anyway. And I'm also kind of wondering when someone's going to get over here. Kind of hoping that they're going to be on their way. Let's take a little bit of a look at my janitors again. You are available, but Wilbur Diamond, I'm pretty sure, is assigned to the other building. So maybe Wilbur is someone that shouldn't be assigned to the other building, which I don't know if that's necessarily the way I want to do this, but I think that's the way we're going to have to do this. Wilbur, old buddy, old pal, you're going to go to unassigned because you're very, very good at what you do. Warwick, you're going to be unassigned as well. These two new ones, though, I might put them in building 2 instead, so that we have the experienced guys able to go just wherever they're needed. And hopefully that means that Wilbur's going to be on his way, and he is on his way to the workshop to get things working over there, which is absolutely perfect. That's what we want to see. Oh, and I've also decided that I think I'm going to bring some little fences just sort of out and around these spaces here, just to really drive people kind of around the way I want them to go here, so that they have to go down this path. I think it just looks a little bit better if we do that. And then the same thing can be done over here as well. We can just sort of drive them around into this exhibit in a very, very deliberate way. And I just think that's going to be for the best. I think it'll look pretty good when we have people going up and down those little paths. Now, speaking of exhibits, we do have something over here. We'll open this up and see what we are dealing with. It is a folding chap trap. Good while it lasts. Okay, let's go ahead and place that. It looks like it's a little bit smaller, which it absolutely, it is a little bit smaller. Can I get it in here? It looks like I probably could. And this is kind of what I want to do with these little spaces is put exhibits in there. So we'll go ahead and put the chap trap right about there. That seems fine. It is not in a hot or humid climate, which is problematic, but we can totally fix that. We don't have the kudosh needed to get anything smaller here, unfortunately. So I think what we'll do is just put a heater right there. And then for the mister, can I put a mister in this corner? Unfortunately, it looks like that's going to be, oh, I can. It doesn't really work, but that seems like the right little spot for a mister. I don't know if it's going to let me do it on this side though, unfortunately. Might be one of those things that only sort of works in one spot. So maybe, I don't know, can I put a mister right against this wall and then right against that wall as well, just to kind of fill out the space? That seems okay. And then I guess I could put one here, and I guess I could move that plant and put one there. I don't think we need one there. I think that'll do for the current layout for temperature control in here. And I think this guy can be moved back there as well, which seems pretty good. So this thing seems happy, which is great. It has no decoration around it right now, and it needs a garden sign decoration nearby to have a little bit more buzz. It is connected to these info displays though, which I love. And I'm kind of thinking I might do a big info display right here just to try and hide these things. I'm sort of wondering if I can get away with doing something like this. Does that look silly? It's inaccessible if I do that. That's unfortunate. Okay. I guess we'll live with what we have here and that'll be fine. It's not the end of the world. We should probably get some tours going through here at some point as well. We can absolutely do that. I would also kind of love to get a little bit more ambiance in here, but I think for now we'll just sort of leave this thing be. We'll have this be the info display. These info displays are good as well. Decorations wise, we really do need to start examining botany stuff because I want this ivy wall for the backs of these guys. I want these hedges. There's some amazing decorations in here that we can play with, so I definitely want to get those in here. But for now, let's just do a nice big banner right there, and we'll do another big banner right there. Not that it's doing anything for this guy, but that's totally fine. And then I'm wondering, can I get these pillars back here? No. Can I get a flower back here? No. Okay. This is going to be slightly tricky, but I'm going to make this work. One way or another, I am going to make this work. So this seems a little bit clustered right now, but I think I'm okay with it because eventually we'll have more decorations that we can put in here, and that's totally fine. I would like to just customize this thing a little bit though. Just some of these banners could be changed to look a little bit different, I suppose. We'll get maybe a couple of the same plants on there, but for the most part, that should be fine. This thing is, however, complaining about not being in a hot climate, which is not exactly ideal. I could have known that was going to happen. Not exactly ideal that this thing's complaining about the temperature. So I wonder if I move this just straight to the back there, it seems a little bit happier. I guess I can live with that. That seems fine by me. I do want to check our mail as well. So no offer from collectors. That's fine. Poorly decorated analysis rooms is now a problem. We'll need to look into that. We have an exhibit showcase. We can totally do that because we do have a spot for it just over here, as we always do. It's only level 4 though. Interesting. It needs a level 5 decoration rating. Okay. What can I put around you to increase your decoration rating? We have a clock over there. I don't think I'm going to get another one in here. I guess I could do a plant in front of this window, and I guess that helps. Okay. Okay, fair enough. That'll do. That's totally fine. What else have we got in here? That's our income, and that's an exhibit collector. Okay. I've already forgotten. Oh yeah, the analysis room. I more or less immediately forgot what I had to do here. Let's do an old crate, because that seems like a fun little decorative thing to put in here. I like the idea that we would have like an old crate just at the back of the room right about there. I like the idea that we can have another one maybe right about there, hopefully not blocking the bin. It doesn't look like it. I can put it in front of the whiteboard as well, and we'll get another one just there. So just a whole bunch of crates in that room seems pretty good. We could do another map over on this side by the filing cabinet. We could do another little whiteboard just about here, which looks like I can customize it. Is that a thing I can do? It totally is. Is that the frame of it? Yeah, okay. So not exactly customizing it, but you know what? That looks pretty good. I like that. Although this is apparently inaccessible. So you know what? Let's move this map down next to the whiteboard, and that should get rid of that complaint. Hopefully that thing's better decorated now. Hopefully there won't be any complaints. And also, interestingly, we do seem to have a bit of a line for the gift shop, which is a good thing. It's a good problem to have. Although we will need to do something about that eventually, I am sure. Anyway, we have the survey scanner, so we'll start an expedition. We're going to go out to Bigfoot Gardens. We will set this up. I want to send out Cactus Fingers, the absolute legend. A detailed expedition, and I want the, plus 50% to the survey level, plus 95% on this. Don't mind if I do. Do not mind if I do. Let's start that expedition, absolutely. And let's head over here and immediately make another survey scanner. It would be kind of cool if you could set it up to just automatically make those, because it seems like a survey scanner is something you might almost always want. I'm also fairly sure I've just sent out the one qualified janitor that we had. Oh no, they're still learning. They're still learning. That's good. Okay. We can deal with that. Oh, Wilbur's on break. He's not even away. He's just enjoying a nice break. You know what? That's totally fine. Wilbur is entitled to go on break if he needs to go on break. We're not going to complain about Wilbur taking it easy once in a while. He works very hard for the museum, I'm sure. I don't know if he does. I'm just assuming, but I'm willing to assume that Wilbur works very hard for the museum. You know, I kind of want to set up a tour stand in here, and I'm kind of looking at this space and thinking this might be a really good place for it, since it is right at the start of this botany space. That just seems like it would make a bit of sense. So we could go there, we can go there, and that's basically the tour. There's not really much to it, but that's basically the tour. We can add more to it once we have things to add to it, but I think that's fine. I think that's a good little setup for the tour right there, is what that is. So let's go ahead and check what we got from, we've unlocked non-wood, which is this place down here. Run a tour containing 2 man-eating plants with a rating over 3.0. Absolutely. Okay, I'm excited to discover this place at some point. We also have this one up here, which is the Primal Frontier. It needs a lot of experts. There's 2 items to discover. It's 30,000, 65 days. I'm excited for that one as well. But what I'd like to do is, we're up to epic on this, which is great. I'd like to see what's in this crate. That's what I'm interested in. It is another blooming buffoon, which is fine. I don't want to place it into the museum though. I want to put it in my, whatever this thing's called. I've already forgotten what it is. The deconstructor is the word I'm looking for. So we'll put it in there. That should be fine. Do we have any experts that are able to run tours? Because my thinking is Morris here, for example, runs tours, but on prehistory. So Florian, can I get you? So this only boosts tour rating and tour donations. We don't need you to do this, but I think it would make sense to maybe have someone that's actually kind of able to do it. So we'll see how that goes, and we'll hope for the best on it. We do need an expert to the analysis room, which we will get eventually, because apparently Florian has gone to training, which honestly makes perfect sense. And I guess what we should do is immediately start looking at sending out another expedition, which is going to limit my tour, but I'm kind of okay with that. I'm not really against that. So we'll send Cactus Fingers again. Good old, good old Cactus Fingers. What a guy. What a guy. That's so good. That is so good. Who do we want to send out? I guess we'll just send Sarah. That'll be fine. We'll start the expedition and hopefully get something good from Bigfoot Gardens is what we're looking for. I'm also noticing that a lot of my donation bins, they really do fill up quickly now, which is, again, not the worst problem we could have. We have over $1 million. We just need to make people a little bit happier, and especially my staff a little bit happier. They're at 67 of 75. Ensure that they have time and space to take care of themselves and their needs with access to food and drink, toilets, and a staff room. So the toilets in this place are here. We might have to make some changes to this building is what I'm realizing, because the toilets are in the botany area and then the staff room is down here. I don't know if they love that. I suppose we could add more vending machines. I wouldn't be against doing that. I don't know if staff are necessarily going to appreciate more vending machines, but what if we go and put in the super expensive, palpitation machine right there, and then we'll do a burp machine next to it. And then over on the other side, we do another palpitation machine. And this time we do the cheesy gubbins machine. I don't know if people are necessarily going to be all about that, but we're going to find out together. Of course, we want some bins next to all of these, because that's kind of going to be a problem. Also, my botany exhibits are struggling a little bit. Let me hire another botany expert, of which we don't have any. We kind of want one. Absolutely. I realize I've sent one of my one experts out in an expedition. The other one's learning. So we really need to get on top of these exhibits before they die. That's kind of where we're at right now is getting on top of this before they die. So hopefully we can do that. And you know, I also want to put some chairs out here. I think a couple of little benches, little studded bench. I don't know if I want it next to the bin. What about here? What about like next to the window there and next to the window there? And then we can try and put some exhibits in that space eventually. That should be fine. Oh, we also have a dino bin. I forgot about this. This was one of the things we unlocked from basically going and going and discovering more, analyzing prehistory, is we got the dino bin, which looks amazing. I love that thing. That's so cool looking. Look at you. Oh, it's so good. Okay. I definitely need to, what is that? A botanical? That's a botanical bin? Oh, I love it. I love it so much. Okay. Botanical bin in the corner and in the corner over there. And I want them in these corners over here as well. Oh, we have donation things. Okay. You know what? I don't care about the donations right now. I don't care if there's money in it. I just don't. I want my botanical bins because they look so much better. They're they're very, very cool looking. Look at you and look at you. That's very cool. That is very, very cool. I am all about that. I'm also thinking we could do maybe a nice banner in here. Could be kind of cool if we put it, say, there and there. Not that we have any exhibits here, but it kind of decorates those spaces really nicely. We can do the same thing here and the same thing not there, but right about there. That looks great. I'm really starting to enjoy this little botany area. I'm really, really starting to enjoy it. Let's also take a look at what we have here. If we open this crate, hopefully something good. It is a pristine version of the Chap Trap. Oh, okay. So the question is, do we want to get rid of the great one that we have? I think we do. I think what we do is we take this one and we analyze it. I think we put the pristine one where the great one was. So I think we do something like that. I think that's pretty good. Now it does need a vine column decoration nearby. Do we have one of those? Is that a thing we have? It absolutely is. I don't know where I'm necessarily going to put it. I guess like in here would be a good spot. What if I was to take out, say, this plant and go in there with one of those vine columns? Does that fit? It doesn't. We're gonna have to move this plant as well, which I'm fine with doing. It's not the end of the world. We can sort of just redecorate ever so slightly. We'll do a nice sort of vine column thing. I want to say there. And then we can move this little plant to be, I guess, right next to this guy is what we'll go ahead and do. So right about there seems pretty good. Does it have its maxed out buzz? It totally does. It's nicely decorated. We can analyze this thing, and I'm pretty sure we do have 2 of 5 knowledge in this guy. So let's do a knowledge boost. We'll do a knowledge boost on this. That seems like a great thing to do as well. Now all we need to do is make my staff a little bit happier. That's that's gonna be tricky. That's gonna be a little bit trickier. If we have a look at my staff right now and we look at pay reviews, we can crank some of these. In fact, we can crank all of these just to make them a little bit happier. Some of them are still kind of down there. They're not thrilled about their salaries. I'm not against bringing these up to see if it does get us in a situation where, oh yeah, staff happiness 71 of 75. I think I've cracked the code here. Is what I think I've done. I might be onto something with this to get my staff to be a little bit happier. Just throw money at them. It's the same problem that we had in Software Inc. We just, you know, someone comes up and complains about their salary, just throw money at them and they shut up for at least a little while. So this seems to be the ticket to improving overall staff happiness. Now, security guards are generally relatively happy as they are, but we are on 74 of 75 staff happiness. And there we go. Okay. Amazing. The botany I'll try that again. The botany exhibits are really diversifying the museum's collection. Head back to Bigfoot Gardens for some more plants and grow your botany collection. Okay, so we need 150 botany buzz, and we need to activate buzz bonuses on 80% of botany exhibits. So buzz bonuses require these guys to be near other exhibits. Interesting. Okay. We can do that. We can absolutely do that. Now, what I'm thinking is, yes, we could go back to Bigfoot Gardens. We could go to Known Wood. It does need a botany expert, which could be kind of fun. This place up here is an obstruction. That's interesting. I don't really want to go there right now. I don't think we need to. This place needs quite a mix of people as well. So I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and get working on another survey scanner. Again, it would be really nice if I could queue those up. It'd be a really cool thing. Is that something I can do? It doesn't look like it, which is unfortunate. And I can't upgrade this thing either, so we'll not worry too much about it. What we'll do though is, I suppose, head over and, I mean, we could go back here. We have discovered everything here though, so I think that's a little bit unnecessary. I want to go to the Primal Frontier is what I want to do. I think the Primal Frontier is kind of fun. I would like to take a first aid kit because we're still going to be looking at some potential issues. And I would also like to send Neo, although I really don't want someone to go missing in action. I really don't. I'm wondering if I was to get somebody, let's see here. So I think this is a skill that people can have. So none of you guys have it. Do any of you guys have it? Is that a skill people can have? Is that something I can train? I don't know what it's called, but I'm pretty sure I've seen that icon on people before. Yeah, pilot wings. So if I was to send someone out with pilot wings, does that get rid of the risk of someone going missing in action? Because if it does, I'm going to try training Brian here and see if that's what that means. I'm pretty sure it does. I think that's kind of how that works. So that in theory, we won't lose anybody if I send the right people on this job. So again, Brian, for example, would be the one that we send out here. I think that's kind of how it goes. I do. I want to say that's probably how this goes. I really have no idea. Good old Cactus Fingers can go out though. We need Brian for this, which we can't do right now. And then you, what if I send you? I don't know if that's worth doing. The thing is, I think that's necessary. I think it's essential, to be totally honest. I think we need to make sure that we're not losing people on these expeditions. 130 days is also a really long time, but also 80% on this is pretty huge as well. So I think what we'll do is we'll wait for Brian's training to be done, which is hopefully not going to take too long. And then we can head back, we can start this expedition, and we want to go over to the Primal Frontier. So if we autofill this and we swap out you for Brian, yeah, we remove the risk of someone going missing. That is kind of huge, and this puts us in a really good spot. We are going to get plus 40% by default. I don't know that I want to do 123 days. It's only plus 50%, which isn't really as good as it could be. I think we'll play it safe just to be safe. And I think what we'll do, I'm not super worried about this injury. We can deal with injuries. It's illnesses that are the problem. So I think what we do is we take a survey scanner for plus 90%, 61 days. We'll start this expedition to a place that we've never been to before. I have no idea what the staff required thing is all about, so we're not going to worry about it. We'll just send them out and see what happens, is I think what we'll do. We can also go ahead and start working on another survey scanner because basically we just need to keep working on those. We need a stockpile of those. I wouldn't be against buying them if I could afford it. I mean, I have $1 million. I have nothing I'm ever really going to spend that on, so it might not be the worst idea in the world. Also, speaking of potentially bad ideas, I kind of want to rework the bathroom just because I really want the doors to line up with the path. I might genuinely, hold on a minute. We're gonna, this is so unnecessary. I'm gonna sell this bathroom and I'm just gonna rebuild it and mirror it. There's literally no reason to do this. It's just a me thing, but it does slightly bother me that I could have it nicely mirrored and I don't. So we are now going to, is what we're going to do. We're doing it this way because it could look better than it does. And that's what's important to me. So We'll get our sinks. We will get our hand dryers, which can go here and here. I think those ones on the other side are a little bit closer together. I can fix that. That's fine. This hand dryer is going to live, you know what? We're going to sell it. This one is going to live there. And I would like to copy you and put it. I apparently can't do that. Okay. You know what? Right there's fine. This one, we're going to move you to be a little bit closer to your friend, right about there. And that's fine. That's a nicely set up bathroom, I guess. Let's get those walls sorted out while we're here. So do that, which is great. And I guess the interior of the bathrooms, that's not what I wanted at all. The interior of the bathrooms could be redecorated as well. So let's very quickly figure out what we're doing there. So the walls, I think they have to be green. I think that makes sense. And then the floor, we're not doing carpet. That's disgusting in a bathroom. Absolutely not. That's not bad. I like that. I really do. We'll do the nice green tiles in there because I think it's pretty good. And again, we'll do the nice green walls. It doesn't not go with the gold. It also doesn't entirely go with the gold either. So I'm not in love with it. I don't hate it. It's probably fine. It's all right. We'll not spend too long thinking about it. It's not the end of the world. We'll do this for the, I guess the paths here. And then I slightly messed this part up. So we'll go ahead and fix that as well. And I think that looks better. I'm a little happier with that as the setup for the bathroom. I don't know if anyone's going to follow those paths unless I put some walls around them. And I don't know if it's going to let me put walls around them. Can I do that? Yeah, I didn't think I could. That's fine. You know what? From back here, it looks all right. So from back here, I'm totally fine with it. As for this guy, I think I might just go ahead and do what I said I wasn't going to do earlier, which is have a little bit of a path going up to this door. We don't need it because it is a staff space, but I think just for the sake of it, we might as well. And honestly, that looks okay. I'm not against that. All right, so let's take a look at what we've got from this expedition. Neo got injured. That's totally fine. We can deal with that. Is it botany or is it prehistory? It is an ancient anatomic fabricator. It is a prehistory mystery is what it is. Interesting. Strange markings mismatched with some sort of technology. What happened here? It's a great question. Is it going to need to be cold? It is going to need to be cold. Interesting. It's also kind of huge. Look at the size of this thing. Where am I going to put that? I guess up there. We could put it in, we could put it in here. I'm actually not against the idea of putting it in there. Just having it be like this big giant exhibit in that corner. That's kind of a cool idea. I can't really put it over here because I don't really think it vibes with what we have going on in that space. That takes up a bit too much space. So I think we'll just put it, we'll put it there. It is going to have to be cold, which I can deal with. And I think what I'm also going to do is try to just decorate around this thing in a way that sort of makes sense. Do I have a blue carpet? Just a plain blue. I have mottled blue here. Can I do this and not have it look silly? Sort of is the answer to that question. I can sort of do that and not have it look silly. All right, let's try this. And then I think we'll try just angling some of the carpet around this thing so it looks like it kind of fits in the floor. I think that's all right. I don't think that looks terrible. I might have to change some of the textures of the walls in here, but I'm not against doing that either. We can do the ice sort of bricks in here. I think that actually looks kind of cool. I'm not against that at all. And then for the floor itself, maybe we just do something like that. You know what? That's pretty cool. Every pun intended. I like that a lot. We just need to cool it down a little bit. You know, I think this looks really cool. I like this a lot. I like the archways. I like that it's sort of its own little enclosure in the corner. I like the decorations. There are, I will admit, a lot of decals underneath this thing just to boost that decoration. But I really, really like how this thing has turned out. I think it looks really, really cool. So what I think we're going to need to do is send out another expedition and see what exactly we can do. So this place, we've discovered one of two items. We do need a botany expert going out here, which does make me think that the next thing we get could be something like a botany related exhibit, but I would like to get my hands on, I would like to see what we can do. So dinosaur bones and tropical plants, that's what we can discover here. And up this way, mountainous plants is the other thing we can discover. So we'll go ahead to this place. We will autofill this. I want to take out you so we don't have someone going missing in action. And you still have cold feet. So we will send Lester is what we will do with a survey scanner. And if we do detailed, plus 100%. You know what? I think we're going to do it. I think we're going to start that expedition for plus 100%. It's going to take forever for them to get back here. It's a very, very long expedition, but I think it's worth it because if we can get ourselves a really nice tropical plant or whatever it was, mountainous plant, we can put it in here. We can get that botany buzz that we need. We can activate buzz bonuses on it, and hopefully everything should be good. Okay, this took forever, but they're finally back. I'm kind of curious to see what we're looking at here. We did get another injury, which is fine. That'll get treated and everything will be okay. We got the Aurora Arborealis. That's great. That's a great little, okay. This glowing glacial tree performs photosynthesis with icy water and the northern lights. My question is, yeah, it needs to be in a cold environment. It is botany though, but it needs to be in a cold environment. That's interesting. It's very, very interesting. So this thing could live in here, but I would need to change the environment that it's in because currently it's not in a cold environment. So can I make this work? Can we put a freezer back here to cool this? Oh my God, we can. So that's going to be a little dedicated cold space for the Aurora Arborealis. Sure. Sure. It needs to be near a snowy pillar decoration. I can make that work. We can absolutely make that work to get the bonus in there. This is the snowy pillar that it wants. I'm going to put that right next to that thing there. And I'm going to put one kind of in front of it as well to sort of just hide it a little bit. I just think it sort of makes sense to try and hide this thing ever so slightly. I'm kind of thinking I might try and do a little something like that as well, just to try and get more of these things in here. These all count as decorations for this anyway, which is great. And then we could do, I don't know if a prehistory amber hanging lamp necessarily makes sense there. The vine wall is pretty cool though. That's something we haven't really played with too much. I have tried putting it over windows before, which I guess kind of doesn't make sense. We can put this underneath there. You can ever so slightly see it, but I'm not really super worried about it. I am going to do this just to, as we have done many a time, just boost the decorations here a little bit. And then I would like to go in with, I guess, some banners would be a bit of an idea. So we'll do a banner there and we can do a banner there. That gets us to 5 of 5 on decorations. I might want to go for the smaller banners though, because I feel like those ones were just covering this thing up a little bit too much. So if we did a banner, say there, and another banner, say there, that doesn't cover it up as much. And I think that looks a whole lot better. I'm not going to play around with vine columns. I don't think we need to do that. I think the only thing I'm interested in doing is going in here and maybe putting down some ice for the floor. And then I think we're going to do the same thing for the walls. We can do the ice bricks or the cave blue. I sort of like the cave blue. Let's have a look at the ice bricks though. Do they work better? No, I think cave blue is what we're going to go for. And that begs the question, would cave blue look better in here? It does make that a lot darker, but I actually kind of like it. So I think that's kind of what we're going to go for in that space as well. I like that a lot. I really, really do. It's a lot of different shades of blue going on, but it's pretty cool. The other good news is if we can get our hands on another botany exhibit, we can absolutely activate the buzz bonus on that and complete this objective. Or we can activate the buzz bonus on this guy by putting it near another botany exhibit. So my thinking is that what I should probably do is move this guy to the other side. So I think that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to go in here and clear out this space just very, very quickly. This is going to lower the decorations of this thing, but honestly, that's totally fine. It's not the end of the world. We'll sell that, even though it's probably got a bunch of money in it. And this guy is going to live over here, which has completed the objective. I didn't really, sure, whatever. That's fine. As you progress and your museums flourish, you'll become a bigger target for 2 Point's criminal underworld. Security is our only hope in the face of inevitable thievery. Nowadays, museums use the latest technology to deter prospective thieves and catch guilty parties in the act. But you can't beat the classics. The security chair seats one security guard and allows you to keep an area under constant surveillance. Oh boy. Oh boy. You know what? I've realized I don't need to max. Is that cheating? Is that cheating? Is it kind of, is it really wrong of me to do what I'm doing here where I'm like, I'm moving the exhibit to complete the objective and then I move it back? That seems wrong. That doesn't seem like the right thing to do, man, but I want my museum to look a certain way, you know? I have an idea for what this place should look like, and it doesn't involve having all of my exhibits set the way they were gonna be there. I don't know about this. I feel like I might be, oh, I can change the color of the flowers. That's great. That's very, very cool. I only wanted to rotate this guy though. I want it to be like that so it looks a little bit more interesting. You are at 3 of 5, that's fine. Can I put a banner behind this guy so it kind of boosts things a little bit again? That's not bad. 4 of 5, 5 of 5 down here. That's okay. I would like to get rid of this banner because it does feel a little bit cluttered in there. This looks all right. I'm not against this. And I feel like what I could probably do just to bring this up even further is maybe just go in with another plant there, perhaps. I don't, is that a bit much? That might be a little bit much. We could do a pillar. I guess we could do some pillars like here. That gets this thing to 5 of 5, which is great. Or I could try and do another pillar somewhere else. I don't know. I could do more flowers, I guess. That's also an option. And I think that might be the option that I go for here, is a flower there and a flower, I want to say, over here somewhere if it's going to let me, which it does. That's a little cluttered, but I think it's fine. I think it looks better than it did. So I'm going to live with that. Now, in terms of security chairs, I have no idea how these work. They have like a field of view on them, which is fair enough. So I have no idea. I guess I would want them by the exits, right? You would think that I would want them by the exits. So let's put a security chair there. Let's put a security chair there. Seems like a great spot for one, I guess. I don't know. I really don't know how these work. I have no idea. I would assume you want them by the exits. I have to assume that's where you would want your security chairs, right? It's gotta be. So we'll go ahead and put one there, and that seems fine. That's much better, much more vigilant. But could it be vigilant here? Place security cameras around the museum to deter prospective thieves. Security cameras need to be placed within range of a camera room, occupied by a qualified security guard in order to be active and functional. If a security guard leaves a camera room, all its connected cameras will be deactivated. Security cameras are a great way to stretch your security resources without piling on the new hires. Place down too many cameras, however, and our guests will feel observed and uncomfortable. So thieves can enter the museum disguised as regular old guests. Once they've identified a target exhibit, they'll reveal themselves, attempt to steal it, and then escape. This really does feel like Evil Genius 2. Security chairs are the simplest method of providing a security presence and protecting an area from thieves. When a security guard sees a crime take place, they'll begin to chase the culprit. I didn't mean to, I just out of habit clicked OK there. So what that says to me is that the correct option here maybe isn't to put the security chairs by the entrances, but rather to put them where they can actually see exhibits. So like here, for example, will be a great spot for a security chair instead of what I've been doing. So same with this one. This would be better if I sort of put it in this space or somewhere down here, just somewhere that it can see the exhibits instead of sort of out of the way. So this one, for example, would be pretty good here. It can cover those exhibits, which I think is pretty good to do. So security cameras then, I suppose we would want one kind of watching the big dinosaur, because I don't really have room for a security chair in there. I'm not super worried about those guys. And then these guys, I suppose I could do, can I get a camera in there? Yeah, so that would cover all of those. and this one would cover all of those. And that seems like pretty good coverage for that space. I guess security for this area would be similar, right? We would probably want cameras, but it's tricky. I want to say almost that security chairs would be better over here because they have that super wide field of view, right? So security chair right there can watch all of this stuff. A security chair right there can watch all of this stuff as well. And then a camera for this guy. I really don't know. I don't want to overdo it. And I know I'm kind of limited in just how much security I reasonably have here. So I think being careful with this is probably for the best. But I mean, that seems like a no-brainer. It covers those things. It doesn't cover the thing in the corner, but that should be all right. And then maybe a camera for this. You know, a camera right there so we can see this thing. It does mean that I need to build a camera room, though, and then I need to employ a security guard qualified in camera room. Do I have room for a camera room is the question. And the answer is kind of no, unless I change the layout of this part of the museum, which honestly, I'm not against doing at this stage. I feel like this layout really isn't doing me any favors. So I'm going to sell this and I'm going to sell this. And I guess what we can go ahead and do is build out a new part of the museum. So we'll go to building. We can do something like this. I don't know how big a camera room necessarily needs to be. I'm going to assume it's, can I do this? It has to be 5, doesn't it? Why can I not build here? That's slightly concerning that I can't do that. Interesting. Okay, do I have to edit this building? Is that something we have to do? Edit building. Can I do this? Ah, there we go. That's what I want to do. Let's maybe just fill out that space and put some walls to divide it all up, or just do something like this. I don't know I should probably check what size the camera room has to be, huh? That would make the most sense. 3 by 2, so it doesn't need to be huge, which is great news, actually. So I think what we'll do is go back to edit this building. 3 by 2 could just be this, which I'm totally fine with, actually. And I might go 3 by 3 or even 4 by 3. I think I'll go 4 by 3. And I'm going to go 4 by 3 here as well, which apparently I can't do. So we'll go ahead and approve this and we'll sell the items that we don't need right now. And then the same thing on this side, 4 by 3 right there. We'll sell whatever items are giving us problems. And then my thinking for this is we do 2 things. Thing number 1 is we build a new bathroom in here because I think that's a great idea. We'll do the golden toilets as we usually do. I think a bathroom up front here seems like an absolute no-brainer, though. We'll get our sinks and we will get our hand dryers there and there. Not really worried about decorations in here. We could do hand sanitizer, I suppose, just for a bit of fun. We'll put it right by the entrance there. And that's just going to be a nice little bathroom. Then over this way, this being a 3 by 2 space, or possibly a 3 by 2 space, I could do a training room here, and I could also do a camera room here. And I'm very much in favor of doing both of those things. So I think that's exactly what we're going to do. We'll go ahead and put the camera thing, say, here. We can do a security alarm, say, I don't know, right here. And do we have any extra things? We have a security periscope, which is kind of fun. We have security monitors. We have security fuel. Oh, it's a coffee machine. Okay, yeah, you know what? That actually seems pretty good. We'll go ahead and put that in the security room. That makes sense. A security light seems very cool as well. I do like the idea of a security light in here. That seems quite fun. And a security speaker as well. I really enjoy the idea of some big like loudspeaker thing in here. That seems pretty good. We have a security lockbox. We have the periscope still. A security radar. I'm really enjoying this, but I'm not gonna go too crazy with it. We'll put a bin right there. That should be fine. Can I put this right in the corner, or at least a little bit closer to the corner so it's kind of there? Move this guy to here, and that seems fine. That should be enough, I want to say, for the time being. Another camera booth could be kind of fun if we wanted one, but I'm going to assume we don't need it. So we'll go ahead and complete that room, and that's fine. I would then like to get rid of this bench, and I would like to build myself another, I want to say a training room is exactly what I want in here. We'll put this thing back there. We'll put this guy right next to it. We'll put the book return thing by the door, and we can put ourselves a little filing cabinet in there along with a bunch of decorations that just ever so slightly increase the efficiency of training in this room, just so it's a little bit faster so that hopefully things kind of work out. Is this obstructed by any chance? It absolutely is. So we might have to move these guys just down ever so slightly. It is still obstructed, which is unfortunate. Is it still obstructed now? It apparently is. How has that happened? How have I managed to get this thing? Does that work? That works. Okay. So that's training room. It fills up the space really nicely. That gives us a bathroom up front here as well, which I absolutely love. And yes, it's a bit of a change to the whole layout of the space, but honestly, I'm kind of okay with that. Now, if we look at our staff and we look at our security guards, do we have any of you that can operate a camera room? It doesn't look like it. Do we have anyone that we can hire? Eric Waters, old buddy, old pal, you are being hired. And we're going to give you a nice fat salary. And I want you to basically only do camera room stuff. That's all I'm interested in you doing. Security chairs, everybody else can do that. Criminal pursuit, everybody else can do that. You are exclusively in that camera room, so much so that I'm going to give you a nice uniform. We'll give you the noir. In fact, everybody's going to wear that because it looks better. You're going to have, you're going to have the same one because I can't afford to get the other ones. So there you go. Enjoy. Yep, you enjoy that. I haven't got any cameras within range of a camera room. I happened to forget about the fact that cameras had to be within range of the camera room. That's, yep, that's a thing. Okay. How do I see the range of the camera room is my question. So this one's linked, which is great. The rest of them is, oh, I can see it this way. So can I put them up here? I absolutely can. Can I put them in here? Ooh, no, that's okay. So I can go about this far, which is actually good because it means I can put a camera in here that can keep an eye on potentially this exhibit, which is something we weren't going to be doing. So I'm going to put a camera there, which is great. So that's going to watch that exhibit, which I absolutely love. I would like, did I actually bother putting security stuff in this middle part? I don't know if I did. It doesn't look like I did, which is not exactly ideal. But I think what we'll do is put a camera there. And I would like to put a camera just back here as well, so we can kind of watch the big old tree. And that seems fine. That seems like it kind of works. We have security now, which is new and exciting. Now that the museum is safe and secure, you're ready for a 2-star evaluation. I've shared the latest objectives from the Department of Culture. We need a museum rating above 65%. We are there. We need a quarterly profit of 3,000. I'm sure we can do it. A tour with a rating over 4.0. We can get there. And exhibits from 3 different themes. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. We can make that happen. We can absolutely make that happen in the next episode, because that's going to do us for today. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. It has been an absolute pleasure as always. And as always, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.